Hello, welcome to Let's Talk NBA with Rick and Jack. How are you, man?
Good, sir. How are you?
Fantastic. It's good to see you, Jack.
Same here.
Rick and Jack. You don't know Jack.
You remember
Our
what?
latest bet I lost, though.
Yeah, but it's all right. You paid up. Breakfast was good.
Breakfast was good. You were kind of surprised I paid up. Did you think I forgot that bet?
No, that's
Tell our audience what the bet was. I got ripped off. Totally ripped off.
So the last time the Nets played
Dallas,
the bet was who would have more points, Luka or Harden. It just so happens that Harden had 29, Luka had 27.
Right.
What's bad about it is Dallas was winning so badly that both stars were pulled from the game.
Early in the fourth. It messed the whole thing up because Luka would have beat him. If it was a close game, Luka would have won it easy. Anyways, I lost the bet. They're both pretty prolific. How'd you like the All-Star game?
It was very good. I was very pleased. I was entertained, and I can't wait for the next one.
It was fun this year.
It was good to see Lillard and Steph basically one-upping each other, but also congratulating each other when they did something well. One of the threes that Steph threw was LeBron telling him to hey, why don't you turn your back after you hit the three, and guess what, he did, and he made it. That stuff was very entertaining. But the guys seemed like they were having fun out there, and this is what that All-Star game is all about. You have a guy in Giannis that he predicted that his team LeBron was gonna win, and he went out there and not only not miss a shot, but also got the MVP. That was good.
Yeah, he had a big game, and it was fun. I mean, it was a fun day, and I mean, all the little contests were good. And that slam dunk contest really surprised me. That Simons kid, 6'3" to dunk like that. The kid out of Portland. He's pretty good. He's a pretty good sub, and yeah, man, that was fun to watch. And the three-point contest was great between. Steph was really good, and it was good. But we knew Steph was going to win, right?
Yeah, he's the reason why.
Connolly did well, though, didn't he?
Yeah,
Mike Connolly, Utah. I mean, his 12th year, he finally made the All-Star team.
But Steph was the reason why we're shooting threes like the way we're shooting in the league right now. So,
the man, the best three-point shooter ever. Reggie Miller.
Speaking of which, with Steph, did you see the dunk he made in the game? Also,
that was fun.
Also, Chris Paul.
That was
the
fun.
Point guards are
Everybody
the ones getting
laugh.
lob.
When Chris Paul got up, I was like, "Whoa, he never dunked."
No,
and he didn't make it by much, by the way.
No, but he did though. Hey, but that's what I'm talking about. How fun the All-Star game was.
It was a lot of fun this year.
I
think it was a release of a lot of tension in the first half of the season.
At first, I was not a big fan of them hosting a All-Star game. Maybe give the guys the extra break or whatever the case is. But it was a nice break. I liked it. And it gives us what people don't understand with the All-Star games. When you watch All-Star games, look on the bench and see the guys who are talking.
You're having fun.
When you see that, in about 2 or 3 years, those same guys are gonna be on a team together.
Oh yeah.
You gotta watch it. Same thing with the Olympic team.
Relationships are made.
Yes.
Friendships are chiseled, so it's cool.
Yeah.
It was a fun game. I enjoyed it. I usually don't watch it either, but this year I watched it, and even though the East got blown out, it wasn't really a close game. They lost all 4 quarters. It was fun. It was a fun game. In the East, they had one hand tied behind their back. When Embiid couldn't play, and COVID protocol, when he couldn't play, it was over. They had no great big men after that. So I mean, yeah, it was a fun game though. Some great shooting, some great players. It's a thrill. As I always tell people, in my opinion, the best athletes in the world are definitely basketball players. The best athletes in the world, in my opinion. What do you think? I think basketball players are the best athletes in the world, and I'd like to know more about what our audience thinks. Anyways, what's the second half of the season
I'd like
hold?
to say skilled.
Skilled. Who do you think the best athletes in the world are?
I think maybe even like rugby players.
Well, they're tough guys.
They're tough and skilled.
They're a little tougher than me and skilled.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of big guys in rugby that aren't skilled. There's a lot of big guys in football that aren't skilled. Everybody's skilled in basketball and the NBA. If you're one of those top, well, this year it's 15, but if you're one of those top 12s in a normal season, you're a pretty good ball player. I mean, you're a pretty good ball player. You're a pretty good athlete. Anyways, who was your first half MVP?
It's a close one, but right now I like Team LeBron. Just what he's doing at 36 years old, it's kind of like father time. He's defined father time and doing the things that he's doing right now at his age, and he's doing it effortlessly, and he's just doing it like he was 26. It's like, so that's my pick for MVP right now.
I would have to definitely go with Embiid, Joel, by far.
He's missed too many games.
Oh, he hasn't missed that many games.
Yes, he has.
And he's been incredible. Embiid to me is the MVP.
He doesn't have longevity. His back is hurting every other night. He's been out. He's been out too much. Whereas LeBron's been in there every night, putting his team out there. LeBron's only missed one game. So to put has Embiid performance when he does play, absolutely he's outstanding. He's unstoppable. He reminds me of old school big man basketball where the team revolves around that big man, and if you didn't have a big man, you were not going to win. Yes, he plays like that, but he's also out a lot, and him being not there, you're not there for the team. So how are you MVP?
Yeah, that's fine. LeBron has had a great year. I give him his props. The Lakers are struggling along right now. LeBron is a great leader, a great player, goes to the hole better than anybody in the NBA. When he decides to go to the hoop, he's gone, man. Get out of the way. But I just think the game in and game out, if you take just who's played better, I would have to say Embiid. Embiid would be my first half MVP. And, LeBron's a great choice. So either way, I think they'll both be in the top three. Probably throw Harden in there, or I don't know, Curry's starting to warm up. He could get in the run. Luka could get in the race. There's a lot of good players. So we'll see what happens down the stretch. Hey, who knows? Durant may come in and be a beast the second half of the season. I hope he plays. Anthony Davis. There's a lot of guys. What do you see happening in the second half of the season? Is there going to be trades? Who's going to end up on top this year? What do you see in the second half of the season? Give me your ideas of what's going on in the NBA as we start the second half.
One of the things that happened this week was Blake Griffin actually he signed with the Nets.
Yeah. So big signing.
We've had the conversation about what the Nets need, and you've always talked about they need another big man, but you need more of a dominant big man. You've said it several times that DeAndre Jordan is not your starting big man. He's not there for the longevity. Like, he's not the big man for the longevity. So that's the one hole that you pointed out, and you've said it several times. Yes, they fill that hole, but what's going on with injuries on the Nets?
Well, and that's in the NBA period. Injuries are a big thing because it's a lot of movement. They're playing a lot of games every other night. Traveling, the NBA is tough, man.
Do you know that they're not even getting in practices right now?
No, they don't practice. They have to follow COVID protocol and stay in their rooms when they travel. This is not some kind of fun road that they're having this year. It's a lot of hard work and it's a lot of isolation, and they aren't having practice. They're having virtual practices. But concerning what's going on in Brooklyn, let me please say that I think that Jordan is having a good year, the best year he's had in a while. And he has proven that he's been capable. So I think he's okay in the middle with the team he plays with in those great ball players. But I believe getting a Blake Griffin to back him up, they're going to use Blake as the backup center in the small situations when they go small. And a lot of teams go small in the NBA now. They don't go as big as they used to. You know, Blake. I think if Blake wants to play and Blake is in physical condition, I think it puts Brooklyn in a great spot because they have more players on that bench. I mean, Harris is good. Shamat is good. They got some players on that team. They bring in Brown. Brooklyn's better than you think they are. I think with Durant healthy in that lineup, they'll win the whole thing.
So,
and it's all about health. If they stay healthy, they'll win.
When
the whole
Harden
thing.
went there, they disrupt the East big time.
Oh, he's such a facilitator when he wants to be.
But I'm just saying, when it comes to injuries, like if a Durant can't be consistently in there, and he's the difference between old Durant and this Durant is old Durant, or this Durant knows what happened last time he came back too early from an injury. So he's going to make sure that he nursed that injury all the way to make sure that he is 100% comfortable. He's not playing at 80%. He's not playing at 90%. He's playing at 100% before he comes back.
I agree.
And that, when that happens, you throw the team off when you guys come back together.
Oh, yeah, it's so much so. I mean, they get used to their roles. And when Durant's in there, Harden is much more of a facilitator. He doesn't take as many shots. You know, Durant's going to get his. Irving's going to get his. Harris is going to get his. Yeah, it does throw the balance off, but I think that over the course of these last 30-something games, they're going to get it together. And I think a lot of teams are, going to continue to improve. Utah's right there. Utah could probably use one more player. I think Utah could use another big man or get Millsap healthy. Millsap's been out. A lot of people don't even realize that, but Utah's formidable, but I don't think in the end they can beat the Lakers or the Clippers. Look at the Clippers. I mean, Paul George doesn't play half the time. Leonard doesn't play half the time. Beverly's out a lot. I mean,
so when you're going on a playoff run with those guys not conditioned to be playing all the time, it's going to affect them. I don't care how much load management you want to do during the season. There's no load management when you're on your playoff run.
It'll be different the second half. You will see people play a lot more. You will see people jockey for playoff position because that's important. Where you end up in that, I guess it's top 10 now because then they have a little tournament between 8, 9, and 10, and that's a little crazy too. So 10 people make the playoffs from each division, and then the bottom 3 in each division have a little playoff. It's crazy to see who's going to be in that final 8. That'll be fun, I guess. Just to make money, they're going to have 10 people in the playoffs. So jockeying at the top, where you don't have to play. I mean, if you get that 7, 8, 9, 10 spot, they're going to have to play right off the bat, and you're going to have to play a long time. 7, 8, 9, and 10 are going to have to play each other. So the guys at the top are resting.
And it's probably the difference between 3 or 4 wins
It's going to be close. It's going to be close, particularly in the West. There's a lot of good teams. The East, I mean, teams with less than 500 records are going to be in the playoffs. I can't stand that. My whole thing is, if I was in charge of the NBA, if you had less than a 500, you wouldn't be in the playoffs. I'd bring guys in from the West. In the West, they're much more superior in winning basketball games. The East guys, 17 and 19, are in playoff position, 7 or 8 spots. So, it's going to be interesting because there's some good teams. There's some teams on the move. I just love the way teams like Memphis have played, and Portland is playing without guys. They're going to get Nurkic, and he's going to be back, and McCollum's going to be back. So Portland could be formidable. The West is tough. I just love the way Phoenix is playing.
Yes.
Second best record in the NBA. It's crazy. Utah, Phoenix. Lakers are behind Phoenix. They're behind. The Lakers are in the 4th spot. You realize that?
Yes.
Lakers are behind Clippers also. And if they don't get Anthony Davis back, they're going to continue to drift.
They're probably going to be in that tournament, huh?
Oh, God, no. God, no.
Quick question. So we have Cleveland. Basically, they're doing what Detroit's doing. Basically, they're having a fire sale and just dumping it.
They're still looking to get rid of Drummond.
So where's a good spot for Drummond? Do you think he'll be formidable for a team like the Lakers? And if so, what does the Lakers have to give up to get him?
And that's the problem. You're going to give up Kuzma. You're going to give up Caruso. You're going to give up KPC. The Lakers are going to give up a lot to get Drummond, and I don't think it's worth it. They have their little dynamic, and I don't think the Lakers should make a move. I think they should just get their main man healthy. They might make a move for,
But if
a
they're
backup that's pretty good.
But if they're losing, if they go on a 3-4 game losing skid before the trade deadline, you don't think they'll pull the trigger? Because
I don't think that'll happen. I think Anthony Davis will be back, and he'll be right back on it. And I think they've rested him like they've rested Harden in Brooklyn. Those guys. Let's face it. NBA is about the playoffs. They play all year, but I like the second half of the season because teams that are supposed to win, and teams that are supposed to lose. And for all you people that gamble on NBA, which is fun because you get 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 games every night, the second half of the season is a lot easier to put some money on because the teams that are supposed to win, and the teams that are supposed to lose. That doesn't happen in the first half. So I look for some of those top teams to really step up. I look for Brooklyn to continue on, and Phoenix has been really a surprise to me, but it just goes to show you the difference in Chris Paul.
But one of the crazy things, though, and I don't think there should be a surprise to you, is when we first heard about the trade, him going to Phoenix, we were already like, that team's going to be better because they have somebody.
But not that much better.
But yeah.
That's what I mean, they're winning basketball games. They're going out and winning games and competing, and it's just like New Orleans is trying to get the same formula as Phoenix. Phoenix has gotten over that hump, and let's see how they do in the second half. If it continues, I think it will. But New Orleans has all that talent, and they're not getting over that hump. They keep losing. They keep having that losing record. And I look for New Orleans to step up in the second half.
So you remember when Oklahoma City traded Westbrook to Houston, right?
Yeah.
And Chris Paul was there. They were supposed to be like,
and they were still good.
They made the playoffs.
Yeah, and they competed.
And they competed.
Yeah.
Because you have a veteran with.
Oh, he's a great leader.
An immense
he's a great
basketball IQ, and he brought that to a team
Chris
that
Paul
was on the cusp
winner.
of being relevant, and he's making a big difference, and he's making those guys smarter, and basically it shows what's the difference with having a veteran on your team can do. Like a D Rose going to New York, he's gonna make that team better. It's not just. Granted, we always kind of live in the nostalgic of the old glory days. No, but sometimes that veteran presence makes a big difference.
Yeah, and it has in Phoenix, and Chris Paul it's well known as a great leader. And, it's just interesting the way they've stepped up. And then you look at teams like Denver, who hasn't played that great this year. They're starting to play better. They were good last year. OKC is not playing that great. Houston, of course,
do you think
been dismantled.
Denver is because they basically almost gave it up. They gave it all in the bubble.
I think they're a little tired. They played, they didn't get much time off like the Lakers, but, they'll be there in the end. Denver's going to be there. It's going to be interesting to see who's going to be the Western Conference champion and who's going to play for that championship because, you have Phoenix, you have the Lakers, you have the Clippers, you have Denver. Those guys all got a legitimate shot. Utah. I mean, who's it going to be in the Western Conference final? In the end, I think it's going to end up Lakers and Clippers this year. And it'll be a fierce series, and it depends who stays healthy. It'll be a fierce series. But the Lakers, they're tough. And then the other, division, Brooklyn gets healthy, forget it. Who's going to challenge them? Philadelphia? Possible. Philadelphia could use another guy. Philadelphia needs one more big man.
I don't think it's a big man. I think it's
who do they have besides Embiid that's a good big man? It's not Harris. Harris is out on the wing so much.
But they need consistent shooters. They have to, as long as the shooting is consistent, they'll be okay because the team goes as Embiid goes. As Embiid he's gonna play. But if he's getting double teamed like he's supposed to be, are the guys on the wings ready to shoot, and are they going to be accurate?
And that's why the team doesn't go as Embiid goes. Embiid is going to get his. Embiid will get his. The difference is Tobias Harris. If Harris, when he shoots great, when Tobias Harris is on, Philadelphia wins games, and they win games with exciting fashion. When he's not on, when you get Embiid, Simmons, and Harris going,
isn't it disappointing?
Tobias Harris is the guy. Is the difference maker on that team. I'll tell you that right now.
And it should be. And
he's the difference maker.
He is. He's one of the difference makers. But Simmons should have a bigger role. But for some reason, I don't trust the ball in his hands.
Oh, I love Simmons. I mean, when he gets going, that guy's talented.
When he gets,
what a talent!
See what you said?
Yeah.
When he gets
and that's
going.
Philadelphia, period. But you know, something's telling me Philadelphia is going to be the representative from the Eastern Conference this year. I really believe it.
Oh, so you think they're going to beat the Nets?
I do.
Okay. You heard it here first.
I do. I think we're probably going to end up with Lakers in Philadelphia this year. Keep Embiid healthy. Anyways. So much to talk about. Second half of the season starting. A lot of fun. Some trades are coming up. Trade deadline is coming very, very close. It's this month. Let us know what you think. Who's going to be in the championship? A lot of great games ahead. Playoffs coming. Continue to enjoy the NBA. Continue to watch our NBA show and continue to like us, watch us. See us at YouTube, Roku, WWDBTV, and continue to enjoy NBA, but most of all, make some money at it. You can make a lot of money on NBA. Agreed? You
Yes.
making any money betting NBA?
I'm a little bit conservative with the discretionary
With the
coins
that
I have
the
right
discretionary
now.
coins. Well, it's good to be conservative. I like
So
to bet
it's
those
here,
parlays.
it's here and there, you know. So
Second half of the season, money to be made.
yes,
Watch for injuries, like Jack always says. He's very adamant about that. He really emphasizes it. Watch for injuries. Watch for injuries. Travel's important. Back-to-back games. Thanks for watching. We enjoyed you. I hope you enjoyed the show. A lot of NBA to come. What do you want to finish with today?
so just on a quick note, like we have so many exciting shows on our channel. Please go check them out. You know, you'll see. We're committed to basically have something for everyone. And
Well put.
In our channels is blowing up. We're getting these incredible influencers and creators that's on our channel, and I just want to give them a shout out and go see their content too. You'll love them just as much as you love ours. So.
Thank you. It's very well put. We're fortunate. We having a lot of these sports apps following us now, and they, betting people like FanWagon is a great betting app, and they've been following us and supporting us and sponsoring us. And thank you all for watching. We are grateful for our viewership over the months and years. It's continued to grow, and we look forward to a lot of fun ahead. Please watch us. Please like us again. Thanks for watching. Have a great week. Enjoy the NBA starting up again tomorrow, and a lot of games coming, so enjoy them. Again, if you got a couple extra coins, play them. Thanks for watching. Talk to you soon.